All right. Hey there, and welcome to today's episode where we're going to talk about things that need to change if you really want to get better from OCD and anxiety. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Matt Codde. I'm a licensed clinical social worker, and I'm the founder of Restored Minds and the creator of the AAA response. And real quick, if you are looking for help and guidance on your journey to recovery, please head over to restoredminds.com or check out the links right in the notes, as we have some great resources for you to get started, as well as a full coaching program and various levels of support along the way. Also, if you like the show and you're getting benefit from it, please help us out by liking and subscribing and or even leaving a nice comment or review on iTunes and Spotify. It would really help us. So let's go ahead and dive in to the idea of what needs to change if you really want to get better. Well, the first thing I think is just the idea that you need to come to grips with the terms that the idea that change needs to happen. And the famous quote, and I think it's attributed to Albert Einstein, but it's like you can't keep doing something again and again and again and expecting a different result. That's like the definition of insanity. And so if you are someone who has been chasing an answer or certainty on a certain subject, or trying to do everything so you feel perfect, like perfectly clean, or this, or whatever it is, whatever theme it is that you're chasing. And, this has been happening for weeks or months or years or decades. At the end of the day, it's like you kind of have to ask yourself, like, look at the time you've invested in it and trying to pursue this, and ask yourself, like, have I gotten better pursuing this? And then you can take that time. So let's say it's been a year, right? And then you can ask, is like, if I keep doing what I'm doing for another year and stack that on, um, will I be in a better place? Like, ask yourself if your life has gotten better. Has your relationships gotten better? Has your career gotten better? Has your finances, right? Has your, activities, hobbies, friendships, all the things in your life that as you've pursued trying to eliminate this fear or get certainty or clarity, or, anything that's any of the compulsive behaviors that you're doing, has that improved or not improved your life, right? And really just get honest with that. Because if you're going to keep doing those things that you've been doing, you have to really just get honest with yourself and say, like, okay, where's my life going to be in a year from now if I keep doing that? And you can't fool yourself or lie to yourself and say that I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing and then things are going to become, and then I'm going to get different results, right? That's that's self-deception at that point. Like, at a certain point on this journey, you have to sit there and go, okay, like, what I'm doing is not working. And instead of, I need to change all these people in my environment, or I need to, change people that trigger me, I need to change everything outside of me. At a certain point in the journey, you have to look at yourself and go, maybe I need to change, like maybe I need to change my perception of this. Maybe I need to have a paradigm shift. Maybe I need to change what I'm doing, what I'm trying. Maybe I need to stop going at this alone and actually get guidance and support. Maybe I need to acknowledge that there is a problem here that I don't know how to solve. You know, Lots of things can change, right? I'm not saying you need to pick one of those. You might pick all of them. It's like, but at the end of the day, if you really are convinced that you don't need to change, then it's unlikely you're going to experience any kind of radical transformation, because you're most likely going to keep doing the things that you've been doing. So that's number one, is just we need to be able to acknowledge that you as an individual need to change, probably in several ways. And secondly, the next thing that needs to change is really how you're understanding this issue altogether. Because if you didn't watch or listen to the last episode about the idea of a mirage, I think it will be really beneficial for you. So I'd encourage you to check that out. Well, in fact, we'll link them, just so you can, make sure you can check that out. Because the mirage is such a good analogy of the difference between someone who gets better and someone who doesn't. You know, like, I wish, I truly do. It's like I wish that everyone was experiencing this got better, you know? I mean, because I know it's possible to get better. I've been on both sides of that coin. I've been lost in the loop. I've been had my whole life consumed by it, and then I've also gotten to a place in my life now where my life's 180 degrees different, right? I mean, it's just like, it's totally different, like nothing I could have ever imagined. And so I know it's possible from a personal level, but I also know it's possible because I've watched my clients do it too, you know? And the difference is that idea of a mirage. It's really understanding the broader context of something so you don't get in the details of it. When you understand the broader context of the OCD and anxiety loop, like I talk about in the book, and really contextualizing the problem correctly, you stop pursuing the details of it. You stop pursuing the specific intrusive thoughts. You stop pursuing, certain themes and all of that. You understand it from the right context, the right level that actually helps you be successful, right? Um, and it's not a matter of not having thoughts or not having feelings. Those are normal human experiences. If you're pursuing the idea of, I never want a thought to pop in my mind that I don't like, or I never want feelings to pop in show up in my body that I don't like, you're pursuing the wrong outcome. And as such, you're going to engage in compulsions that are ultimately going to keep you stuck. And so the second thing that really needs to change is how you contextualize the problem. If you are not contextualizing the problem correctly and you're trying to solve the wrong problem, you're going to come to the wrong solutions. It's just how it works. And I've done this enough. And while I wish that like I said, that everyone who is experiencing this got better, the reality is that the reason some people don't get better is because of the things I'm saying right now. And that's why I wanted to make this episode, to really just address them head on. The third thing that I think is important to change is just your overall mindset of how you see yourself. And this is really the idea of letting go of victim mentality. And a lot of people who first start experiencing OCD and anxiety will perceive themselves to be just unlucky, unfortunate victims. Like, well, I didn't choose OCD and anxiety, it just kind of showed up out of nowhere. At least that's how they perceive it. And, essentially it's this thing I have, and then they will build their whole life around it, and come up with reasons why they can't pursue things they want to pursue or do things they want to do because, I have OCD or anxiety, quote unquote. This is not something I agree with, right? At the end of the day, most people have been practicing poor mental health for a long time that eventually manifests as this. And it's not like fear in and of itself is a normal human experience, and fearful thoughts are normal human experiences. And it's when you get resistant and engage in compulsions that the loop forms. The reason that, I don't believe people are victims is because when the same path works for everyone, when you don't engage in compulsions, that loop can't exist, and if you again continue to engage in compulsions, though, it's like that wheel's going to keep spinning. It's just how it works. And again, I stayed in the loop for a long time, and primarily for all the reasons that I've listed out in this episode, right? I had a lot of things that I needed to change about myself. I needed to change how I saw the issue altogether, and I also needed to change my mindset individually, and stop perceiving myself as this victim of this poor thing that had, this poor event happened to me. No, it's like what happened is I had practiced unhealthy mental health practices and behaviors for a long period of time, and I eventually got stuck in this loop, and I didn't know why. Right. So, like I being ignorant to something, I mean, I was, but then I eventually had to learn about this stuff. and I had to get guidance. I had to get support. I had to do things to help myself build back my mental health and emotional health and learn skills and resources and tools and have the right mindsets and all of this stuff. But that's when it comes to getting better, right? You can't keep doing what you're doing and expect that you're going to get better. You can't keep pursuing a bunch of information thinking that gathering information is just going to instantly get you better. It is the changes that I'm talking about here that are so foundational and critical to your success. And so if you really want to be successful on this journey, this is some of the stuff that I'd encourage you to start looking at in your own life, because again, wanting to get better is not enough. You have to actually do the things and put into practice the tools that are going to allow that to happen. And so that's why I wanted to cover some of this stuff on this episode. I hope it was helpful. And again, I know it's not always fun to hear this stuff, but it's more important to me that you get the correct information that's going to serve you in the long run than the stuff that's going to make you feel better for today but not help you in the long run. And that's why I wanted to make this episode today. So with that said, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope this served you, and I wish you guys a great week and a great day. Talk to you soon. Hey there. So if you enjoyed that video, we've linked up a few more videos that we think you'd find helpful as well. And if you have found this helpful, we'd really appreciate your support by liking and subscribing. And if you're looking for help and guidance, please check out restoredminds.com, as we have several options for you to get started. See you guys soon.